Yeah, just briefly, thank you for the introduction, Alex. So my name is Casie Gillette. I am in Boston, although London does sound really fantastic. And I've been doing online marketing for 11 or 12 years at this point, really working on the search side. And a lot of that has transitioned into content, right? So much of what we do is focused around content. And for us, we have a lot of B2B companies. So, the buyer journey tends to be longer. The sales cycle is longer. So we're continuously thinking about how do we make sure we're giving users the content they're looking for along that journey. So, really, I feel like it's the dilemma we all face. Do our customers love us? Do they like what we're giving them? And the answer is kind of, or maybe, right? We're not always entirely sure. A lot of times we might think we're giving our customers what they want, but we may not be. And really, we need to figure that out to know, should we continue investing resources? How do we make sure we're making the most of our time? That's where data comes in. We live in this age right now where we have so much information at our fingertips. People are buying on different channels. The technology allows us to really gather that. And so it's on us. How do we find those gaps? And it starts with our data. And so that's really what I'm going to take us through today, in this short 8 to 10 minutes here, giving you guys the right places to look to help you figure out where you can really focus. First and foremost, start with what you know. This is so important. How much time are you actually spending looking in your analytics and looking at your data to see what's driving traffic, what's driving conversions, where are people leaving, where are they staying? This is really, really a key thing. And we do this, on a pretty frequent basis. We're always looking to see, both from an organic perspective, from a social perspective, from an email perspective, what content is resonating the most with our users. So I always like to start by looking just at the pages, the posts themselves, whatever you're trying to build, to determine what are the themes that you're seeing, right? You'll start to find that there's probably a few posts around a certain topic that are doing substantially better. Also look at your top referral pages. This is something that I think is often overlooked. Where people who are sending, this is where people are getting to your site, whether it's from links, whether it's from social. So this means this is what people are actually interested in, that they're actually clicking in. So take a look at your top referral pages to see what's resonating. Same thing with top referral sources. So one of the things I like to do is go in and look at who are the companies that are driving traffic to your site and what are they saying about you? Right? Because clearly people were interested enough to click through that link to come back to your site. Spend some time looking through those referral sources. Also say top shared content. So I talk about BuzzSumo all the time. I think it's such an awesome tool. They don't pay me to say that. I just genuinely love it, partly because of the data that it gives you about your content, about competitor content, about links. Take a look through here to see on your site what's actually driving shares, right? Because that tells you this is what people feel passionate about, that they're going to share it with their audience. Also look at top engaged content. So I think this is something we don't always think about. Yeah, maybe we got traffic from it, but what about people responding to it, right? Your content always has different goals. Not every single piece of content is geared toward driving a conversion, is geared toward driving a sale, or is geared toward a visit. Take a look to see what were some of your most engaged pieces. Mine are usually conversations, so it's not super helpful in this example per se, but it is always good to look through and see, what did people respond to. Your top linked content. This really kind of falls in line with your referral sources, but again, take a look and see what really resonated with people enough to the point that they felt like they wanted to reference it on their own site. So what else, right? So that's your data. I know I'm going through this really fast. I'll have these slides live as well. But what about your customers? So we can use our own data and start to identify content themes. We can see what's resonating, what people are doing once they're on the site. but what are your customers actually saying? Because this is really the key, is figuring out what is it that they need? What are they asking about? What are they actually looking for? There's a few places that I really turn to that I think offer some really phenomenal information. Answerthepublic.com. It's a free tool. There's a really creepy guy that is there when you land on the site, but you just put it in a query and it'll give you all these questions around that query. So in this example, I used B2B marketing, but you can see questions, you can see other alphabetical order, just a list. But I really love to hone in on the questions to see how are people asking about the theme or topic that I'm focused on. FAQ Fox is another one. So I've been using this for a little while, but what I really like about this tool, again, it's free. It'll actually like scour forums. So it'll go through like Reddit and take a look at, again, what are people talking about? What are threads? What are questions? Really, really helpful when you're trying to define what it is your audience is looking for. Keyword tool, another one. The reason I include this here is because I like that it includes YouTube and Amazon. How people search there is very different. The content that they're looking for there is very different. So you can start to put in some terms around here and again, get questions people are asking in YouTube. We see companies all the time that put out really great web series that are asking questions and answering questions. There's so many video results now. So definitely take a look at that because it's different. Q&A sites. So I like when I, when I go to recommend forums to client, I always kind of laugh at myself because I think that people assume when you're talking about forums, you're talking about 1990, like let's just have a chat room. But sites like Quora offer some really good questions. They're fairly active, and it can really start to give you insights again into what are people asking about and what are your competitors saying. We do use this, but the other thing that I'm not saying is that Quora often shows up in search results for those questions. So again, it's kind of a dual play there to understanding your audience, but trying to be seen there as well. SEMrush is a tool that I absolutely love. So I think it's really great for finding content ideas. Again, finding where you might not have content, finding content opportunities. One of the things I really like to do, I'm sure that we've all seen how many different answer boxes are in search results now. You have your answer boxes, you have your knowledge graph, you have your featured snippets. How do you make sure you're there? Right? And it really helps you understand the intent of the searches and can show you the content that you don't have. So what I like to do is put my website into SEMrush, into the organic search side, and filter it by instant answers, by featured snippets to see what are some results that I'm already in. Do I have the content? What content is currently showing there? And can I manipulate it or enhance it to get into one of these answer boxes or to get into these snippets? So kind of an aside, but we do have a post on co-marketing that talks about this. How you structure your content is very much tied to how it appears in those answer boxes. So SEMrush, really great tool to give you insights into where your content is actually showing in search and what those opportunities might be. Google Trends. So a few years ago, I just really loved this idea. Rhea Drysdale was presenting and she was talking about how when they were redoing their site, they were trying to define the difference between digital marketing and internet marketing. And that even though it didn't seem that different, when you started looking at the trend, it was very different. So when you're thinking about how you're saying things, is it how your customers are saying things? Is it what's actually, trending? Things change, right? So we want to be making sure that we're staying in line with our customers. So take a look here, compare your terms, see what's resonating, what's growing, and what's not. Again, back to Bloodsail, my favorite tool. What I like about this too is it will also, you can search by a specific topic and it will show you the top keywords. So again, giving you ideas for what's showing up, what people actually want, and how you can start putting together content ideas around that. So really, as I am getting to the end here, what does it all mean? That's a lot of data. What do you actually do with it? You need to have it all funneled together. This is really the key thing that I think you'll hear in any presentation that involves data, it's fine to look at it, but you need to have it in one place so you can actually make sense of what it is. And by putting all the data together, what you're ensuring is you're giving your audience the right content, the right time, in the right place. So really what we want to do is just make sure that our content is aligned with what our audience is looking for, and giving them answers to the questions that they're asking. So that takes me to the end here, and I will turn it back to you, Alex.